When last we left off, we had everyone inside their own domain. What happened prior was a bit of an issue with everyone. With no real location after taking out what appeared to be a copy of Foster slash Anderson, you managed to take him out without too much of an issue. However, it seemed as if someone was scrying on you at the moment in time you did, which, by the by, killing people is technically illegal. As long as you're not a guard or someone that can actually do it, you're not. Um, you do have badges that tell you, hey, you can look through someone's stuff once, but that doesn't include killing them. So you needed a new place to stay. Zan had a summer home here when she visited her now ex-family of nobles. And while you were there, you met a man named Charles. But not before Zoll decided to steal a few things from Foster and locate him, to make sure you had a plan. It seems that Donovan and Anderson were, slash Foster, and I'm just going to call them Anderson at this point in time, were together discussing things. But it also seemed like they were waiting for someone. So as Zold managed to grab a few vials, bottles, and medicines, he luckily enough found a medicine that might cure this disease the king has, and technically Q. So with that in mind, he went out, got his gear, and with mostly his help, but Charles kind of was there and gave you the added material, you managed to find the cure and develop it. Quincy slash Q, not gonna just call her Q, was able to administer it upon herself, and it worked, thankfully enough. So when you guys met Charles, not exactly the friendliest guy. Well, he was. It was kind of annoying. So you basically just kicked him out of the room. You discussed a few things, took a short drug-induced nap, which allowed you the benefits of a long rest. However, if you take it again within a certain time period, that time period you don't really know, but it likely has to do as long as the medicine's still in your system, it'll likely kill you. So taking it before it gets out of your system, bad idea. But afterwards, Q summoned a helper of her own faith, religion, god, etc., which, ironically enough, is Charles. He apparently was displaced due to, let's call it a dispute, because no one really asked, and no one really cared, which was fine. So Charles is now helping you. He's technically considered a Celestial. Not exactly stronger than you guys, but he is another body that can at least take a few more bullets for you. With that in mind, your team had decided to go figure out or deal with Foster. Beforehand, you administered the remaining drug to the king, which leaves you only one more dose in case something is to happen. Who knows? But it takes time after all. Q was fine due to the low levels of the degree she was in, but the king was and is technically had been dealing with it for a longer time. So more time for the medicine to work on his entire system will be required, but so long as this doesn't blow up in your face, he should have it. You all wound up here, invisible due to Charles. Zold rolled stealth, got a 24 with an added boost of 10 thanks to his features. Everyone else also has an added bonus of 10 if they decide to go into stealth, as well as a temporary HP. But Zold's the closest, and at this point, I will ask you all to roll for initiative. It is technically not a combat round, but I'd rather have a turn order in things that you are likely going to do. Okay. Zold, are you able to roll initiative?
Yeah, sorry, it was giving me a hard time to open my character sheet, and then it opened like 30 of them.
Oof.
And then, well, it opened and closed the one really fast.
All right. They are technically at 0 since they don't know where you are.
You know, we really should have talked about how we wanted to do this.
Yeah, I'm really surprised you didn't. But go ahead.
Same way we
I'm basically waiting for Zol to do something the moment he attacks first, and I'm immediately throwing out a spell I have prepared.
Are they still like sipping at their wine?
They're still sipping at their wine, still eating some small, they're basically nitpicking at the food. It is some of the food that you guys had in earlier this night. It wasn't taken away. Most of the food, people are gone. The guards are here. The two weird advanced automaton are here. They're technically, I was about to call them steam bots. They're technically Warforged, but technically without a soul, but you don't know that. But they're still just pleasantly talking.
Having tasted the catnap potion, do I feel as though the wine would be sufficient to cover 2 doses of taste?
Go ahead and roll nature. Unless you have background ability.
Well, as a thief, pretty recently, I have a proficiency in poisoners kits, if that matters.
Yeah, you could use Poisoner Kit if you'd want. Or, nature.
Didn't mean to have advantage, but 23.
It's fine. I know how to count numbers. With the 23, you can still tell that the wine that they're currently using is elven wine. It's strong, but not intoxicating. It does have an aroma. It does have a taste that could, in an instant, clear up 1 dose. You're not entirely sure about 2. It will be strong enough to, get rid of the taste of 1 dose, but 2 might be too mixed in. That being said, though, if they don't notice, it'll work. But you're not sure if 2 would be covered. 1 definitely. 2 uncertain.
Well, fellas, what do you think?
He also had this, bottle on him, so it's possible he uses his drug. It could have been, today, last week, he used it, but he clearly likely uses his drug.
Oh no, it wasn't Foster I was going to poison.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Your token's next to him.
Oh, fair enough. Foster, having been the one that would have the drug, I would imagine would figure it out. But Donovan, I think, would be less likely. And then, if we really wanted to, we could try to frame Foster for the murder of Donovan.
True. And definitely a possibility.
Come on, party, I need some feedback here.
You do you.
You do have you're within range of your watches / mind link badge thing. It's technically what's it called again? There's an actual spell that's intertwined with it. I'm just gonna call them walkie-talkies. You have your mind walkie-talkies / regular walkie-talkies, so you can communicate.
I mean, I'm just waiting for Zolt to blow things up over there.
That's fair. If you want, you can stand there and allow your turn to pass or hold on to your turn. until someone else goes. If you do that, you'll get more information on what Foster and Donovan are talking about. But it could also be a missed opportunity.
So you're wanting to poison Donovan,
Right.
but it won't kill him.
It will probably give him like super cancer, if I'm understanding these potions right.
Oh, right.
They accelerate natural healing and would do so to like an unhealthy degree if bound together. Am I mistaken in not understanding how this works?
No, it'll basically send his body into shock, and his cells will basically burst.
Oh shit!
Oh, he would like fucking cook from the inside out.
Yeah.
How that would work, right?
Mm-hmm. The cells will basically rapidly divide, heal, wherever it needs to. His mind circuitry would be sending out shock patterns to tell his body to move in order to burn it out, which is kind of why your bodies hit the table when you took it, just one dose. So 2 would take that into overdrive and would basically kill you.
Basically,
by healing.
You do this, he drinks it, and he dies, and it's linked back to Foster. We link it back to Foster. 2 birds, 1 stone, no regicide, linked back to me. Or us.
Marthos, what's your input here?
I mean, if we could get it to link back to Foster, but what's our real?
Hey, we found
there?
this on Foster's person after we apprehended him when
We've already got proof that he's the one who poisoned the king and everything. Who's to say he wouldn't have done it to Donovan too?
I'm gonna poison Donovan.
All right, go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
This I do roll with advantage from being invisible.
And instead? Yes.
21.
All right. I'm just gonna use their passives then. As you quickly put in 2, I'm assuming you're using 2 doses of the remaining 3.
Of the remaining 3, 2
Yeah.
doses.
I just saw it. Oculus, you can lurk on your own stream, you know. Whatever.
Actually, it doesn't count towards my viewers. So
that's
yours.
That's lame. I'm gonna connect my phone, turn down the volume, and be on your stream.
I forgot about that. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
If you guys want, just hit !lurk, and it'll give you a funny little message.
Okay, what was I saying? Oh man, I forgot.
Yeah, I just poisoned Donovan.
Okay,
Ooh.
and I did not do the script right. Don't worry about it. I'm bad with computers. Huntsman already knows that. Anyways, with a quick wrist movement, you're able to put in the doses quite well. 2 out of the 3 are now gone, so you only have 1 remaining. In Donovan's cup, you are able to do it quickly and quietly. As Foster, and it does appear Donovan as well, does not seem to notice or care. Right now, he's not drinking, but he is at times looking at it, swirling it around, so he is preparing to drink. It's just maybe not his turn yet.
Then I hold.
All right. Q.
Hold.
Ray.
Are all of us invisible?
All of you are currently invisible due to Charles's magic, which is one of the few things he can do, which is mass invisibility. He basically just upcast it to the point that he could get all of you.
We basically have greater invisibility right now.
Yes. So an action taken will not produce you to become visible.
Okay, I'm just gonna move up twice, and that'll be my turn.
All right. Marthos.
Kind of like new stuff. All right, I took that for the extra. Okay, that'll be fun. More damage. But we don't want to do that right now. Thank you, a dogma.
I was gonna try to make a noise, but I can't do it over the phone. So lucky you.
No, one of the other streamers already got me with his walk on.
Nah.
Freaking, the one killer from DBD. One of the chainsaw killers. I think I'm gonna hold here. And I'm going to actually ready my contingency plan. So if shit hits the fan, I'm going to actually ready mental prison. I'm readying the big guns.
Okay. Oh wow, Cerulean did not roll well. And Zen got average. All right. On Cerulean, well, technically I already skipped Zen, but she would stay there since you guys didn't do anything. Cerulean would get closer. Actually, why didn't I bring her closer to begin with? That doesn't make sense for her.
Because you're trying to make it in your favor.
No, I'm pretty... Well, maybe. But I'm pretty sure there was a reason for it, but I honestly forgot. Doesn't matter, though. Alright. After Cerulean's turn, Donovan does look towards Anderson. / he knows him as Foster. But he does speak with him and does state... Right. Now, Foster, it does seem that everything seems to be going in order, but it does seem that my benefactor is looking for a more rapid introduction into things, if you know what I mean. Foster then states, yes, I understand how this works. We deal with things, we get things done. It's a shame about your father, but you obviously are the more well-equipped son to deal with things after all. Your brother, if you want to call him that, is a nice enough man, but he doesn't exactly know how to run a kingdom. He's thinking about the people, not the kingdom and its longevity and everything else. And your second brother, he's more of an airhead / egghead that wants to stay in the academy and learn all this magic. I mean, sure, you can do a lot of things with magic, but obviously you can do a lot more things with science. Although it is his world he wants to live in, so why can't he live it that way? I suppose. It's better off that your third brother leaves the kingdom tomorrow morning, if preferable, to you, of course, and your second brother remain in his castle of books. I understand that, but my benefactor still requires a more useful means to you. My father may have given you and granted you access to the state, but that does not mean that I have to forego this or continue on this line. Oh yes, of course, but I do need to speak with your benefactor rather than you. You are not technically the king until tomorrow morning. After all, there has to be an announcement. You already spoke with the nobles, but the announcement still needs to be made. And if your benefactor is technically higher than you in your order, I prefer to speak with the main person. No offense. With that, their turns end. I'm gonna roll a luck dice. Donovan doesn't drink anything this turn. Foster takes a pretty big sip. Doesn't chug it all down, but he does take a sip, believing he won a conversational act. But Donovan has yet to really drink anything this round. Zolt.
Holding. Just under the table, sweating bullets.
Q.
I didn't hear that last part, sorry.
He hasn't drinking anything yet. Zolt's holding. Q.
Yeah, I'm waiting to.
Okay. Zen will roll stealth. Plus 10, plus her modifier. Over here. Then gets behind Charles. Ray.
Just gonna wait and see what happens.
Marthos.
Now, do I have line of sight to them, to Anderson and Donovan?
It's like 5 feet up and on an incline, so you technically do. Like, you have the heads and a little bit of their torso, but nothing beyond that point. But you do have line of sight of them. You don't have line of sight of Zold since he's under the table, though.
Oh my.
Who knows what he could be doing down there? Except
I
he
don't
told you.
want to know. He is the sneaky one. So I'm just gonna hold my action until and see how this plays out.
All right. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Rolling her stealth. Oh, that sucks. Oh
Can I
no,
use
she
a
has
luck
it.
point?
No, you don't. Because she has advantage because she's invisible. Oh, that's much better.
Oh, she also has plus 10.
Yeah.
Plus 10.
19, 10, 29 plus her modifier. She's fine. She can't get... She'll be at the stairs. She's invisible, but she's at the stairs. Sucks. With another round taken through, Donovan the State, continuing on with the conversation. Fair enough. It does seem that you are more interested in our kingdom than not. After all, you did also have your partner go with me to the bordering war. Oh yes, of course. Obviously, we need to make sure that our toys are sometimes used. And with her, you'll be more or less better off. She doesn't exactly have an issue with harming kids, children, adults, families, friends. So the tendencies that normal people have, she generally doesn't, which will be helpful in war. And with her gadgets, gits, bobs, let's just call them toys because that's basically what they are sometimes, except extremely dangerous. In essence, it'll be more beneficial to you that way. And since she's already proven herself on that side, obviously I can still continue on helping out your comrades, your friends. What did you call them? The Crimson Scarlet or something like that. Before Donovan can actually interject with the actual name, Foster does state, it really doesn't matter. You don't really have to say anything. I'm just making small talk until your friend arrives. What was his name again? Donovan sighs, and I'm about to cough, so I'm going to mute for a second. In the back. Donovan sighs and then states, for the record, his name is Yolta. He is a more or less useful dragonborn. Too bad he isn't human, but he is a superior in my front. You do hear Foster like snort, but holds it in. Zold, then Donovan continues on with not hearing that at all. Passive perception kind of sucks. Donovan then states, he is a superior and he does have a great attitude towards things, making sure that we kill who needs to be killed, the impure, the half-breeds, the demons. While he is a dragonborn himself and clearly an inferior species, he understands things. He knows how things are. Foster then states, yes, hurting oneself to benefit oneself. Truly a noble cause. You're not sure, Zold, if he's telling the truth in that, or he doesn't believe him at all. It doesn't really matter. He's also not quiet, so the rest of you can hear him. But with that, they will roll a luck check. Of course I'd screw up this time. Foster, finishes his drink. Zold, you can tell that not exactly okay with basic genocide of every species except for human. But, still a bad guy. Just not the worst guy. Donovan might be a very bad guy. So when he actually takes a sip, and then more of a victory swallow, which sounds weird now that I said that, don't quote me on that.
And it begins.
He takes a good chunk of wine and just chugs it. That also sounded weird, but less. I'm going to have to roll for his constitution save. I'm going to show you his roll, but not the modifier. He has disadvantage because he doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, yes!
As he begins to drink, Zold, go ahead and roll for me a... Oh, what would this be? He's technically convulsing, so I suppose a dexterity save? Oh, nice. You can tell immediately his legs, arms, his back, maybe you can tell his brain are all actively shooting out, not electricity, but you can tell that his mind is basically causing his framework to shoot out and bolt out. Before he actually hits the ground, he almost kicks you in the face since you're so close. But thankfully enough, you are able to nimbly dodge. He does this so fast, multiple amounts of time, but you're quick on this. So he doesn't hit you and basically breaks your invisibility. But he does immediately hit the table, and you can tell that his skin's beginning to not flake off, but ooze off. Sounds even worse. Now that happens, Foster immediately knows what these symptoms are. Let's find out, actually. Plus his medicine, plus his bonus. Yeah, immediately knows what this is. He doesn't know who did it immediately, but he definitely is fully aware that someone just killed him with a concoction he has crafted. So he's now on alert, and he will now roll initiative. But Donovan, not a problem anymore. Oh, he rolled pretty well.
We might need to back out of the room and enter like we're acting like we're entering.
So with a victory lap drink, and then body oozing in death, Zold, ironically, it is now your turn.
How high up is the ceiling?
The ceiling is 15 feet high. Currently where you stand, it's 10 feet high.
Okay. I'm going to... is there, rafters?
There are rafters. There are some bars that you could climb or maybe throw a rope around. But you'll have to get up there to actually do that.
I'm going to Misty Step.
You go into Misty Step. Currently, you are up in the sky, 15 feet high. Well, technically 10 due to the lift incline. But you are currently not spotted, still invisible. Misty Step right above a dead body.
I am going to very audibly drop down from the rafters and land like on the table, superhero posed, and shout, "The king has been murdered. Anderson Foster, you are under arrest."
Do you want to drop invisibility when you do that?
Yeah,
Or are
yes,
you just
yes.
doing this invisible?
No, I wanted to drop invisibility.
Okay.
I want to make it show like I was up in the rafters and like bodyguarding.
Yeah.
And then drop down, and as you've done the 3-point landing, the invisibility slowly fades. That'd be
Sort of. If it could fade as I drop, that would be even better.
Yeah. You begin to abruptly you jump down. As you begin to jump down, within the scope of the distance and time it would take you to hit the ground, you go invisible slowly from your feet. It begins to submerge and rise. The invisibility slowly spreads out and disperses as if you're going through a vacuum of smoke and then just cleaning yourself off of invisibility, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. It sounded cooler in my head. But with the invisibility gone, slowly, once you hit the table, it is completely apparent that you're there. So when you state the facts as they are, the knights in the area then become aware of what's currently going on. Because you are technically lying, because you killed the apparent heir, go ahead and roll deception. Okay. From what you can tell, a lot of the guards, the human guards, seem to be fully aware of what's currently happening. They do seem to believe you. Ray, happened within 6 seconds. So, if Zol didn't do anything, in this turn, they would have noticed. D&D combat rounds are weird.
He's literally just he's still probably convulsing at this point.
Yeah,
Mhm.
at this point, he hit the table, is shaking. When he was shaking, Zold, Missy stepped up and then jumped down. It's exact same time, kind of. Again, D&D is turn order is kind of weird, but But I totally understand what you're saying. But the human guards do seem to believe you. I'm just moving this one so I can add the turn order. The robotic guards, however, don't. It's possible that Foster had these guys planted beforehand. Or maybe that they were the actual guards that were here to bodyguard, which clearly they didn't do a great job. But immediately you are spotted. The guards do seem to believe you, and they are causing a commotion. They are about to run towards you. Is there anything else you're going to do?
I shall apprehend the traitor. Go, tell the brother, tell the king.
Right. That would eat up your free standard talking action, but this would be considered your actual action. Go ahead and roll persuasion. You aren't lying anymore, or at least they don't believe you're lying. So persuading them to leave the apparent murderer. How come you keep rolling well enough?
I rolled 2 17s in a row. It's kind of sketch, not gonna lie.
The number to beat, the first one was 15, the second one was 16. Because you're telling guards to leave their
charge.
Their charge, thank you, I forgot the word. Damn. They immediately listen, and the human ones, at the very least, leave the area to go and likely speak with the tentacle ruler, but not king. Thanks to tonight. But you got rid of enemies, so good for you. Well, you got rid of 8 enemies, which is great, but there's still 2 robots. So with no witnesses except for yourselves, Foster does look at the body. Does look at you at the table, pointing at him, J'accuse. And he just gets up, looks at you, looks at his two robots, puts his hand in his pocket. You hear a click. Like there's no way you don't hear it because you're right next to him. But you hear two clicks from two separate sound sources. You assume, and the robots to the right and left of him, their eyes begin to glow a more pearlescent blue rather than the standard white. With that in tow, Foster does state, "My oh my, it does seem that we have people here. Clearly, since you were not spotted by my guards, you were either invisible or I'm coughing. He didn't say that, I said that. You were either invisible or very good in stealth, but I highly doubt you would think that you would be enough to handle me or my security measures. I did say this to you, or my copy said this to you last time, didn't they? Which means that you likely have friends around. Let's take a look at them." He looks at one of his guards, the right one, and immediately points towards him. You believe he's casting a spell, but he's basically just pointing towards him and just giving him a... Technically, it's 100111001 binary code. This is technically considered as his spell. So the robot turns towards the room, hits both of his hands together, and an electrical surge comes about the room. I don't know if he can hit everyone. Oh. Martha, she's just barely within range. Morthos, go ahead and roll for me a intelligence saving throw, or else any spell-like effect is negated. Spell or spell-like effect placed upon a body. Now I'll roll for Charles, Zen, and Cerelia. Immediately, Cerulean is visible. Charles is still fine. Zen is invisible. Morthos, you're fine. You need an 18. Charles just got that. With that in tow, you can see half your team now. Most of the NPCs, but you know.
Zen's is visible.
Zen and Cerulean are now considered visible. Zen rolled a 2. Plus her modifier would not go up to 18.
Rolled a 16.
No, that was Charles.
Oh.
If I said Zen, that's my bad.
Yeah, I was just going off the rolls off of the order you named them off of. That's why I was asking.
Oh, that's my bad then. But it is your turn.
My turn?
Yes.
What are we doing?
Right now, you're technically considered guards, at least how Zol placed you. You do have eyewitness accounts, 8 of them, to be exact, that are going out to get reinforcements or to tell the current ruler, not really king, about the situation. So you can apprehend him. You might not be able to kill him, after all he has to stand trial, but that doesn't mean he can't accidentally die when you're trying to apprehend him.
Mm-hmm. I'll say to Zold through the watch, how does he want to handle it?
Tie up loose ends.
Elaborate.
The king is dead. Long live the king. Kill the traitor.
Right. In that case, I will what the hell? Oh, there's my 5th level spells. Okay. I will cast Guiding Bolt on
Alright.
Foster. I have advantage because I'm invisible.
Sure do.
26.
With a 26, you're able to hit Foster immediately in his face. Thanks to the greater invisibility that's been placed upon you, you don't immediately become visible to him, which is great.
But then I'll just move. And I have like 30-something minutes left of that.
Yeah, he may
well-
not know where exactly you are, but he will have a
knows-
general sense
He'll know of where I was.
of where you were, yeah.
Alright, I'll cast it. Damage. And I'll do it at 5th level. So 26 points of radiant damage. And Guiding Bolt is...
Next attack against them has advantage.
Yeah, the next attack roll is made at advantage, which if Zen or Cerulean were to attack, they'd have advantage, but everybody else has advantage already.
Cool.
Then I will cast Bless on. Let me see the range of Bless. I can't remember.
I believe it's 30 feet.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'll move over here. Can I 5, 10? No, I can't get Zen. And I'll cast Bless on myself, Morthos, Cerulean, and Zold. And then after that, I will command Zold to kill.
Not the command spell, just the feature,
No, just my feature of Bless.
which you can cast as a bonus action because of the other thing.
Yep, because of the other order.
So, Zold, you, Marthos, and Cerulean?
Yes, me, Zold, Cerulean, and Morthos. And I'm only casting it at 1st level because I don't want to cast it at higher.
Fair.
Yeah, I guess this is what we're doing. F.
Luck?
I don't know if I want to use luck on a fucking attack roll. Not gonna
I mean,
lie.
it was a free attack. So, if you miss, you miss. If you...
12.
Yeah, you missed.
Yeah, sorry, I don't want to use my very limited luck points on attack rolls. I'd rather use them for like saving throws.
That's fine.
With a quick shotgun barrel straight towards Foster, the peppering spray burst out. However, Foster, for some reason, is not hit by it. Maybe he was too close, or maybe his jacket's... I was about to say velvet, which makes no sense. Is bulletproof. But thankfully enough, well, as the DM, thankfully enough, he isn't hit. It sucks for the players. On Zen's turn, she does come over. Actually, she's just gonna climb over the wall. It's easier that way for her. Gets up. She has enough movement to get behind Zold. Zold, you now have advantage on any attacks against Foster. Zen... I'll just tell you this now. Zen has pack tactics. She can only get over here and still have advantage.
Of course, Zen does.
However, she brings out her staff that you've seen her use once. Kind of looks like a hook. She goes in and tries to barrel into his flesh. She's a weird cleric. Oh, I show you her modifier. Ignore the modifier, probably, if you want. Unfortunately, though, she goes in, doesn't scrape through. For some reason, his clothes is blocking most of the attack. So it just snares into the flesh of the leather, maybe, and it just does not sink in. Ray.
Is there any silverware or anything like that on the table up there?
He's
There's
gonna-
silverware up there. There's silverware, like, to the right of you.
How much silverware is up on that table?
On the table that they're currently at, a lot. On the table that's next to you, there is I was about to say a teacup. Technically, that's true. I'm talking about maybe 20 pieces of silverware on the main table that they're at. 5 pieces of silverware where you're at.
Okay. I'm going to cast Animate Objects on 10 pieces of silverware on that table.
I did too.
Surprisingly enough, I don't have silverware tokens. So I'm just gonna search up teapot. Okay. They're generally considered small creatures.
Silverware?
I mean, they're small. I'm gonna consider them
They're tiny.
classified
They're
under
tiny.
small.
They're classified as tiny.
All right, there is tiny. And you got 10 of them?
If the
Yeah, 10.
silverware was considered small, it'd be the size of a gnome. Roughly.
I kind of want to see that.
All right.
I love that spell.
You should have control of all these teapots.
What teapots?
I
Oh,
was hoping for like knives and forks.
all right. Knives.
You can just put my what's it called, my spiritual weapon up there, because it'll basically be a cloud of silverware.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know what? I'm just gonna look up a fork, and if there is one, I'm just gonna make it big. Nope, it came up wagons. So I'm just gonna give you this big spoon.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to command them to kill Foster.
All right. Did they go on your turn, or do they have their own turn order?
I would assume they go on my turn, since it doesn't say anything about initiative that I can see.
Yeah, that makes sense, and it's easier for me, anyways. And I think you deleted all the teapots, which is fine. All right.
Right.
Go ahead and roll attack.
Big ass ladle. Jesus.
The 10 misses. The 18. The 11. So 10, 18, and 11 miss.
Okay. I didn't notice that I still had my fire thing on. It shouldn't have that, I don't think.
Not unless you incorporate it into the spell.
I mean, flaming silverware killing this guy would be pretty crazy.
It'd be nice.
Did you equip it to the spell, or did you equip it to something else?
I'll just say no, because
All
I
right.
didn't think of it this time.
Then I'll just omit the fire and just go with the piercing. With a flock of silverware, you are able to come around him. Go ahead and roll for me 3 more times. Okay, they still missed. But if I tell you that they missed, if they're near Zen, they have advantage.
Okay.
If you want to see if the other ones you hit a natural 20, you can if you want.
Do it.
No, I'll just set it for advantage next time so
Okay.
we can keep things moving.
Hitting, whacking again and again and again. The silverware does hit Foster comically for 55 points of damage, which thank you for adding that up for me. It does hurt. You can tell that it's weird. He got hurt with more silverware than actual damage against people. Maybe this is his weakness. Morthos.
Bye.
Right now, your team is attacking Foster.
I'm gonna move up here.
All right.
And I'm gonna target him and him.
With
DC 17. Charisma save.
they technically don't have any charisma. I'm just wondering where they would go.
Harmless
Into a
thing.
demi plane.
Yeah, if they don't have a home plane, then they would go to a harmless demi plane.
If they're on their home plane, they would go to a small demi plane of nothingness until time's up.
They're not on their home plane.
They are and aren't. They're made from things not of this plane and things of this plane. Which is why
Where was the actual creation made?
Here.
Okay,
They're
so they
part
would
of
go to they're from this plane.
Oh, okay.
Pop.
Doesn't care
Yeah.
about the materials. It cares about birth.
Where they were birthed.
That makes sense. Immediately targeting the individuals next to you, you can tell that they get immediately hit with a banishment spell. I rolled an 11 and a 3. They have no modifier because they are not charismatic, so they're just gone. Thankfully for me, they are from this plane thanks to your guys' help. So, as long as you keep them away, they're gone and not useful in this combat. But if Morthos gets hit, they might return earlier than expected.
They're going to come back after 1 minute regardless because this is their plane they're from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah, but it gives us a chance to focus.
Oh boy, is he about to be the target of some focusing.
Oh yes, he is.
Morthos, anything else?
I feel kind of bad for him. No, I don't. He needs to die. No, that's it.
Okay. Man, you know, it's ironic, but it really sucks for me that you got rid of the enemy team. And now there's only one. Whatever. Zerillion gets hit. I'm pretty sure I just said Zerillion. She's still within the scope of Zen's pack tactics trait. She would use this spell. Ray, can you roll for me 10 more of your attacks? All with advantage.
Advantage.
I think just 2 of them missed.
I didn't include anything 18 and below.
Yeah, okay. You see her cast what appears to be a wand of blue flickering flame, but the flame seems to be converging into a fist. She casts Bigsby's hand. With the hand, she grabs onto your silverware and spikes it into Foster. Some of the silverware does fly right next to him, so they don't hit. But with the amount of damage forced behind the hand and the silverware, she binds in with the hand's additional bonus, does an additional 23 points of damage. Oh, and really hurts him. He's now considered bloodied. I think I remember why I had a team with him.
Hi, my name is Zold.
So,
Would you like to talk about guns?
Would you like to meet your Lord and Savior?
This is my gun. Let me show you its features.
I cast Hunter's Hex on the man. And then I attack 10 times as well.
Death gun! Holy shit!
go ahead and roll.
All advantage. Because
Wait,
of
I'm gonna do something real fast. I'm gonna add Hunter's Hex as part of the damage roll.
I'm really regretting giving her that feat. It makes
no, you're
sense
not.
for her character, but
My waifu is a god.
it honestly makes sense for her character. But I really got to stop doing that.
Death Gun, there it is. Two.
Oh.
3,
Mm.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, all of those hit. Go ahead and roll for me a d20. Let's see if it breaks. No, it's fine. It is a little hot, but right now it's hot. You don't want to shoot again, or else it'd break the barrel. But all 10 shots hit.
I don't think the 15 at the beginning hits, yeah?
Oh, you rolled a 15?
Yeah, the very
yeah,
first
the
roll.
very first one.
15.
I tried to roll my bless to bring it up to 19, but
Wow.
I only rolled a 1. I assume 19. I don't know. We just know 18 and below misses.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
But
no.
we actually haven't rolled a 19, so
that's certainly true. You've definitely hit with 20 and above, but not 18 and below.
It's sickening.
Your punishment will be adding this up.
So what's your punishment?
Giving you guys NPCs with tactics, using your guys' bonuses to enhance an NPC's strength.
Watching his NPCs get pulped.
Yeah,
What's so bad for you?
and then getting the human guards convinced to leave the room, banishing 2 other robotic guards that, now that it happened, I can tell you, cannot be magically charmed or persuaded.
Of course they can't. I mean, they're robots.
They can also negate magic upon a body.
Oh my god!
yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay,
That's what
if
the one fighter could do.
Ray didn't manage to hit so many times the first round. And if Ray didn't manage to hit with Cerulion's help of a big hand the second time, he would now be considered bloodied due to that damage. Ironically, she did hit. And Ray also hit. Technically, Ray hit
sneak
twice.
attack. Right.
Go ahead and add it, man.
No, it's in there. It's in there.
Oh, okay.
It was only it'd only be one extra d6, but that was in there. I just found it funny. I'm only level 1 rogue. I only have level 1 sneak attack.
It doesn't matter.
Ironically enough, thanks to Ray's silverware, I don't know how that happened. You dealt enough damage that you could wipe out half of his health, and Ray wiped out the other half. So Zold, how do you want to finish him off?
By splattering them all over Zen.
That'd be gross.
So, yeah, the gun starts firing and it doesn't stop firing. The magic is like warping the bullets. The bullets are actually hitting the silverware and driving them deeper in before like shattering due to the force. And Zold just just shot after shot, even as he goes down, just finishes emptying the magazine, if you will, into the upper chest and neck area.
With a rapid thrust of bullets and silverware, binding into his flesh, with a giant hand pinning him down, bullet after bullet moving forwards, you curve the bullet, you bring it into his spine. When the final shot, you ricochet it into him. There is so much force of damage, so much magic enthralled within Ray's own, let's call it, small army. With the help of Zen just curating your movements, helping you precisely hit the body and how much damage you do, he gets peppered with so much and really a lot of metal, to the point and degree he is just now Swiss cheese. Hits the ground. If he had some way of healing himself, like immediately, like let's say a bottle of a potion that once upon a time he had, and if he hit to 0, he could use a legendary action to get back up to full. But let's say someone stole it from him a few hours ago. So when he goes into his jacket, he is surprised and just hits the ground dead. I am a little salty, yes.
Yes, you are.
So, with combat over, your technical agent that helps you out, if you needed it, just walks out casually.
No, I haven't. I just told him to help us tonight. It doesn't mean that it's done.
Yeah,
He's still
I know.
here in case right now.
He just walks out casually, awaiting orders. Because clearly you've got this.
We didn't expect it to go so well.
Yeah. So, currently there's no one in the room. You are going to expect the guards again. And the
I will
current
drop my
ruler for
invisibility.
tonight. Alright, what's everyone else doing? You have a few moments to actually do things. You're not considered in combat anymore.
Did we got him right?
You
Put
got
the
him.
manacles on him. Put the manacles on him just in case.
So it looks like we murdered a cuffed man.
Oh, well, yeah, true. Don't do that.
Zol
have
just kind of
proof on
tucks the gun back in his upper chest holster area. We should ready ourselves for the return of the bandits.
Yeah, alright.
That was us, right? That was
That was Morthos, I think. I'm guessing.
Zol just looking in the general direction of the voices because everyone else is still invisible.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not. I've dropped
okay.
my invisibility.
Charles is still invisible. Morthos is still invisible, but obviously you can talk to each other. No one's currently around. Ray/Blue, I think that was your cover name, is still invisible. Foster's dead. Donovan is kind of just a goo pile at this point, but dead. Like, there's no getting around that. Q is invisible. But half the team is visible now. Oh, wait. Q, did you say you aren't invisible?
I'm not in. Well, I'm in. I forgot. Yeah, we're still in combat, right?
No. You got rid of
We
the
will be in
enemies
combat again.
uh,
And
Well,
in a minute.
wouldn't-
You'll be in combat
yeah.
in a minute. But
Well, I
guards
would've
will get
known
here
that.
before that.
I would have known that. I'm still. Well, no, I'm not. I'm gonna stick to what I said. I'm not invisible anymore.
Okay.
So I just thought of something. Might be a good thing that I got rid of the robots for the time being, because they could have been like kind of recording stuff, and they could have altered it to make us look bad.
This is true, but luckily a contingency for all things. I'm going to plant the enhanced catnap potion somewhere on Foster's body that is not absolutely riddled in bullets. I think his
You find a
pants.
pocket.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll just plant that there.
All right. Like, it's not impossible for him to have this. Zold, with your espionage work, you can plant something, and clearly someone else would take the fall. Oh, so he kind of can't move against you, so there's really no need to roll. So you just plant it, make sure it looks natural. You plant the device that killed Donovan on him. While you're in his pockets, you peruse around.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, you find the two devices that he used to mess with the robots. They just seem like clicking apparatuses. They do have 3 buttons, a red one, a blue one, and a green one. You're not sure which button he pressed, but you have a single moment in time to assume or guess. It's entirely up to you. I did give you a description, so you might be able to figure that one out. Maybe.
Yes. You mentioned that their eyes changed from blue to red, correct?
Blue, from a standard white to a blue.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm just gonna hold action to click both green as
Okay.
soon as the robot reappear.
Beyond that, though, you pretty much stole a few things, most things from his pockets. Some of them were actual laxatives. He might have digestion issues. Some of it was migraine medicine. Some of it was a strange white powder. Let's just call it drugs for now. But beyond that, there was really nothing else on him, except for his cane that he seems to carry everywhere, and did not use this round. Maybe because he couldn't. If you can take the cane if you'd like, but he's always seen with it. Does anyone check Donovan?
He's
No.
like a goop pile, right?
He's like a goo pile, but his clothes are still intact.
We shouldn't touch him because
It
We
might
don't-
incriminate us. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to leave and
I mean, I can kind of check the clothing without having to touch
you're
it.
invisible. And then whatever you take becomes invisible.
But like I said, I can check his clothing without touching him.
True.
If you want me to?
I'm just asking the question. You don't have to.
I think we should leave it for now, but
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and cast Identify. Well, actually, Marthos, you do you, honestly. I don't think it'll make too much of a big difference.
I'm just.
I want to
using
cast
Ghostly
Identify
too.
on the cane.
All right. With the ghostly gaze and identify, first with Morthos, you can tell that he has a scroll in his left breast pocket. He has 2 silver-tipped and laced with the magical. You can tell it's necrotic and celestial magic imbued within the blades. It seems like heavy spell magic and very concentrated. They're likely very deadly weapons. On his right pocket on his coat, you can tell that there's another missive with a red stamp emblazed with a red dragon's mark, with the fiery breath spewing out, and the tail turns into a whip-thin gold pattern. This might be something relevant, or it might not, but it's clearly very identifying, and it might prove useful, depending on how you view things, and like the way it looks, it's clearly meant for something. But you would have to get into his pockets to find out. Beyond that, though, he doesn't really have much else on him, except for like
Ignore that.
500 gold, 200 platinum. And Zold, what are you identifying?
The cane.
The cane is magical. Surprise, surprise. He is. What's the word again? It's like you say one thing but clearly mean another, or clearly don't believe your own words. Hypocrite.
Sarcasm.
Sarcasm also works.
Hypocrite.
He's a hypocrite. He does have a magical cane. The spells seem to be interchangeable. This is considered a wild magic cane. However, the wild magic cane is modified with science, so he's still a science man at heart. He's able to curve the way the spells would work, and you can choose from a variety of 2 wild magic charges. So you can basically choose what wild magic occurs.
Oh.
For now, though, I'll just place the cane next to him. I'll just I won't even pick it up when I identify it. I'll just hold it. I'll just touch it while I cast it.
Yeah.
And then I'll go ahead and just leave it where it is, where he fell.
Makes sense. What's wrist pocket? I've never heard of that.
It was a spell that was added. I was trying to remove some spells that I was thinking about from my D&D Beyond character sheet. But it got posted instead because of the D&D Advantage thing.
I see.
It's
Not a bad spell.
It's a Firefox. It's a Firefox app that lets you roll from D&D Beyond, but I don't really use it because it's a little awkward.
Fair enough. Let's see here. That's Morthos with the mage hand. You are able to summon it out. What are you going for?
I don't want the. Well, we need the missive thing with the seal or whatever on it.
The red dragon seal thing, missive / envelope, looks important. The scroll missive seems interesting. The 2 blades, longswords, technically, are highly powerful concentrated magic.
Those.
You can grab one thing before you know that your spell will end and the robots will be back.
Go for it. Do I get the plot-related item, or do I take something that looks fancy and then want?
Up to you.
I mean, sometimes the plot item is also a super poison that you can use to instantly murk one of the DM's boss enemies.
Right.
Still salty.
Did you just not expect us to use it as a super poison?
No, I just expected you to still have it on your person. Somehow try to use it, like,
And fail.
and fail, but you didn't. Which is super annoying.
I guess I'll take the plot item to make everyone else happy.
With a quick wrist movement,
They
you
don't.
move your mage hand into the pocket, grab onto it, and pull it out without moving or disturbing the goo pile. You remove the item, and the envelope is still intact. There is some goo on it, so before you actually bring it to your person, you just wave it around on the body, and it just plops off. So now it's fine. The goo is surprisingly stable and able to be removed off of things, you can tell. Technically it's flesh, but it's a goo now. So when you put it on your person or bring it to yourself, you grab onto it and it feels like it's burning your skin. Oh wait, screw it. I already told you by accident. You grab onto it and it begins to burn your flesh. So you allow your mage hand to grab onto it. Do you have your mage hand put it on your person, or do you have someone else carry it?
I got holding.
You could also put it in a bag holding.
Yeah, I mean, I have my regular bag and my bag of holding.
What are you gonna do?
Just randomly burns me.
Like, for some reason, it randomly burned you. You don't know why. Technically, it should have done damage, but I screwed up because I didn't give you the chance. And I just realized I was showing the wrong tokens on the stream. So that happened.
More reason to be salty.
It's whatever at this point.
He don't care. He's just pissed. Don't matter.
But
He's
yeah,
like, fuck it.
for some reason you can tell
We'll
didn't
pass
hurt
it
you.
over to this one.
I saw a ping between Cerelia and Q.
Right here.
Okay. You pass it over to Q. Q, do you grab it?
What is it?
It's a missive of a with a red dragon emblem.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
You grab onto
Okay.
it, and for some reason, you're fine. It did seem like Morthos got hurt by it, but you're okay.
Okay.
Okay. You did say you're visible now, so at this moment in time, the robots come back.
Zold.
Double green button press.
With the double green button press, they shut down immediately, restart, and are active on standby mode. Screw you guys. A few moments after that, ironically enough, you would have had more soldiers on your side, but you know, you don't need them.
No, we killed him in like, what was that? 2 rounds? Basically 6.5 seconds? But probably about 9 seconds.
More or less. An entire platoon of guards comes over with the added assistance of the current ruler, acting prince, now maybe current ruler again.
Yeah.
With all things that have transpired, he takes account into what the guards have stated. The guards don't surround you, but they do get near you as they begin to look over the body. Ease, because you did kill 2 of them. Some of them begin to look around towards the scope of the actual guards, wondering why these guys didn't do anything, as they do seem to be on standby mode.
I'll explain that I seized their controls from Foster before he could do any harm with them, and I'll brandish the buttons.
All right. You brandish the buttons, and you do. Tazmar does gesture out his hand to acquire them.
Yeah, I step over the table and...
All right. You step over the table and you hand them over. He does thank you, but you can tell that he's acting more of a leader rather than a friend, ally, the like.
Yeah, appearances.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guards.
A lot of guards. So when he examines the guards' information, the guards on the right first tell him, it's odd, sir. It doesn't seem that they were working properly. If I had to wager, this is likely what, based on what we have gathered and the information that the rooftop guard, clearly referring to Zold, had informed us, this is likely they know him as Foster. Screw it. Mr. Foster's plan, making sure that they don't act if the ward was acted upon. Tazmar then states, this is likely the case. If I had to wager, Foster was looking for an opportunity to make sure that whatever he was planning either took fruit or the problem got resolved. I see it often in the political game. Looking over the next section, looking over Foster, the guards look towards him and begin to bring out some of the stuff. The cane, the poison used, the technical drugs, and the other poisons and medicines. The drug that was administered to Donovan is presented to Tazmar, and looking at it, he does state, from what I can tell, it does seem that this man was highly equipped with... Looks over towards his tentacle brother, technically, for a gruesome event. It's likely that one of these contraptions killed him off. I highly doubt the cane or the white powder, but more than likely some of the potions, as Morthos bounces out, is likely the culprit for this problem. The guards agree, and then Tazmar looks towards Zen. You seem to be someone of a clerical nature. Can you confirm that this was not some type of greater divine tribulation? Zen then states, from what I can tell, he likely caused these issues on his own. The poisons are his, and whatever he had on him were his as well. If I had to wager, however, I highly doubt a greater power helped him in this. Well, one of divine likely didn't help him, but more than likely he might have accomplices within your realm or his own domain. So I would look for anyone that has been helped by or pleaded to Foster in order to make sure that any rats are located. Tazmar takes this into note, and he moves on to the secondary standard. Looking at his goo brother, he does look towards him, turns away, and the guards then state, from what we can tell, he had a missive directing him towards the battlefield. However, he did seem to have 2 other weapons. A divine blade and a necrotic blade, both housing very strong and capable magic. If I had to wager, one is to completely corrode the body to make it disintegrate within an instant, and the second is to make sure that if he had divine retribution, he would bind into the flesh and cause divine magic to spew out and rip the body asunder. Both blades are highly valuable. The missive of war and the 2 blades themselves likely indicate that your brother was not done from the battlefield, but was rather abruptly called back. And if Foster was looking to kill him, is probably how he did it. By persuading him with another missive. But it doesn't seem that he has one. Or rather, for whoever called him back, might not have used paper, but magic itself. Tasmar does take this into note. We might have to speak with the mages of the tower. Beyond that, it should be fine. The blades will be housed back in the kingdom, and we will make sure that someone makes sure that they aren't cursed. The 2 cards that were holding onto them kind of freak out, but Tasmar just reassures them. It should be fine.
Check real quick if they're cursed or not.
Looking towards you, Q, he does say, please do, if you may.
I'm basically gonna cast Identify on both of them, and detect good and evil.
Okay.
Look at this Chad with still having spell slots. How's it feel?
Well, I'm ritual casting Identify, so it's gonna take me a limit. But the protection from the detect good and evil, I'll use a spell slot.
With the ritual casting, they do keep an eye on you just in case. In fact, they had no idea where you came from, but
I've been standing. Oh yeah, I wasn't in
when
here.
They came in, they saw all of you, but they saw Zold around the dead body and the perpetrator, so they just assumed you were part of their team. Like secretly, I rolled well for you.
They should recognize me as Quincy.
Yeah, I also rolled well, and Zold also rolled well. So anyone associated with him would have been seen in a good light.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'll do the detection of good and evil.
They're both cursed. Like, they're both classified as evil weapons.
Well, they are cursed. They are classified as evil weapons.
After identifying them, you can tell that one has a disintegrating spell, and the other one has something known as Life Chain, which is just a variant spell of Command Word Kill, but with holy magic.
Oh, them are some very potent spells and evil spells on that sword, on those swords.
Both pretty high level.
Yeah.
But with that out of the way, Tasmar does thank you. The 2 guards grab onto the blades, but put them to the wall. Just keep an eye on them, not holding onto them any longer than they need to. And with this one, moving forwards, he looks towards the guards. They basically give him the same speech as before. They seem to think that these sentries were here, placed, and then shut down immediately to allow Foster a chance to kill Donovan. After all said and done, and I rolled their investigation, their perceptions, and all that out of game because I didn't want to slow it down, they did not notice anything that you might have had on your person. They didn't notice anyone else that was not visible at the moment in time or invisible currently now. They do seem to believe you, with Tasmar's added bonus help of being calm around you. They themselves are calmed. Thankfully, you didn't die from this. And while you did technically commit regicide, he wasn't technically the king until, like, an hour from now.
And we technically didn't get caught.
That is true.
Hey, we didn't commit regicide. Foster did.
Foster did. What are you talking about, DM?
So,
You know, this all gets like even more dumb because Zold could testify under Zone of Truth that he didn't see him get poisoned, and that would be true because Zold was invisible.
yeah.
This is so fucked. This is like this is beyond fucked.
So with that out of the way, the guards do begin to move out. Most of the things are taken away. But before everything is taken away, the bodies, of course, are the first things to go. Their items are removed from them. Their clothing remains on them, so maybe the clothing was magical. Maybe it was highly valuable, but you missed your chance of getting it. But their items are still there. So the bodies are removed. Second, the defective guards are removed. But most of the weapons and the stuff still remain. 2 guards still remain to keep an eye on the Divine Blade and the Necrotic Blade.
Cosmere,
Yes.
that cane. Do you mind if I identify it? The one Foster was using.
I suppose you may. Right now, my guards are making sure that everything is removed. So if this is a danger, it's best to know.
I will basically identify ritually again, but I already know what it does from Zold. But I'm identifying it
Yeah.
again.
It's classified as a wild magic wand. You roll 2 wild magic surges, and then you choose one.
Okay.
It's a very good item, but a very varying item. What do you tell him? If you tell him anything at all, like, oh, this is it.
I'll basically tell him, give him a rundown of what it can do, and ask him, would my friend here, or my associate Blue back at my estate take mine? Would you allow her to take a look at it?
We will need to investigate the body. You will need to investigate the weapons in case they might have been used against my brother. He does seem queasy when he says that. So, tomorrow morning, I will summon you to the castle. You will arrive, depending on how you do, it's entirely up to you. And I will award you any gifts that you may like. After all, you are the ones that stopped the man from maybe controlling a kingdom. I would have preferred to speak with him, but I don't think that's possible anymore.
He was resisting. We had no choice.
I am not blaming you.
I can give you the opportunity to speak with him.
We can speak about that tomorrow. It does seem that it is quite late, and within 30 minutes, it will be the next day.
Indeed. We will, how is your father doing? Any change?
There has been an improvement. It'll take more time, but he's doing better.
That is good to hear. I'm pleased to hear that.
To not
I
type
looked at
this,
him,
to not type this, Foster still has a head, Donovan, no. Go ahead.
basically what I'll do is I'll basically give him the royalty bow, like half bow, not the full knight's bow, and basically say, I am ever your servant, and may the ever watchful eye watch over you.
I do thank you. And to the rest of your team, I do appreciate the help. While I would have preferred less casualties,
Yeah, of
sometimes
course.
things don't go our way. I will see you all in the morning.
Of course.
I do suggest you get some rest.
Indeed.
And for the record, yeah, wiped out the bones.
Jesus.
You still have one dose? Well, no, not anymore. It was taken away.
So, outside of game, Togma, you have 29 followers now.
Hooray! I can also see all the salt emotes. Very fair.
What are you talking about?
All the salt.
There's no salt.
I can still see it. Okay.
It's cats with crystals.
It doesn't get rid of the top. Doesn't matter. This is just pedantic at this point. So Charles, Morthos are currently invisible. You can go visible if you'd like. You can clearly tell that the king, no, technically acting ruler, he'll be king tomorrow. Well, in like 10 minutes now. Knew you guys were there. Like Ray/Blue, you completely called it. He could see you guys. He was just not letting other people know.
Well, I would literally walk over to Zen, whisper into her ear something, and I'll send you a message what, and walk off to leave to go to the house.
Okay.
And I'm gonna send it to you in Discord now, privately.
Morthos, what are you doing?
I see some type of dessert here.
Yes.
I have a friend that likes dessert, so we'll just, that'll kind of vanish. And then
It'll
Just
It'll all
unleash peep on
vanish.
the leftovers.
I
Peep
mean,
technically would have been casted invisibility, so it would all vanish. And he grew 2 sizes this day. So considered invisible.
As it stands, they were waiting for someone.
Charles breaks invisibility because he's kind of tired of not being able to technically speak. He doesn't break concentration on everyone, so anyone that still wants to be invisible can be. Blue/Ray, I don't know if you want to be still. It's entirely up
I'm
to you.
visible now.
Okay. So Charles breaks invisibility. Marthos and Giant Peep still invisible. Looks towards you and does state, "All right then. It does seem that I have about 10 more minutes before the night is up. I can still help you as a person. I'm just no longer bound. So if you need any help for tonight, maybe finding a place to rest, as it does seem like you've had a very long day."
Well, we could just go to my house. My estate, so...
You have a house here?
Yeah, I'm a noble here of the kingdom.
Then why were you using the shack?
We didn't want to be followed by a dead guy.
Fair enough. Alright, if you don't want to be seen in the middle of the night, coming out of a castle where someone was just murdered, I can make you invisible again, but that'll wipe out a good portion of my magic. Not everything.
Well,
a good
if we're
portion.
going back there, I could just magic us there.
We're going to my house.
Your house does have a circle.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And you
We
did
have
allow
your
Q
spells.
to read it. So she
You
does
mean
know.
Ray.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's good too. You coming, Charles? Oh wait, they were waiting for someone.
They were. Which is why I was stating the facts that I can still help you as a person. We can wait and see if they come. They'll likely, if I had to wager, come out or come in invisibly, not being spotted. Or, if they were meant to be known, come in striding as if they're someone grand.
Exactly.
Well, the castle's probably going to put on lockdown here in a bit.
Yeah.
It's possible that they were already inside, just waiting for a moment to enter. or it's possible that they're outside, and more than likely you are right, and they won't be able to enter inside. We can gamble it, or
would you?
other.
You're able to make us invisible again, correct?
Just one more time.
All right. I was thinking, Zold, you and let's see. I was thinking about putting a chair and sitting in the middle of down at the bottom of the stairs in the middle, and having you stand behind me, and then everybody else be invisible, and we wait in case they show up and they see me and you, not who they're expecting.
I mean, that's one idea. I'm partial to waiting in the rafters again.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either, but I'd like to see if they come in visible. I'd like to see their face when they see me, one of us, instead of who they're expecting to see. If you catch my drift.
It's possible that they may have been watching this whole time after the commotion started.
If they were invisible, Tasmir would have seen them and said something. The other reason he didn't say anything about you guys is because we're on good terms.
Charles does speak up on that and does state, he does not know me. It's possible he believes that anyone that's currently invisible might have been part of your team.
To be fair, Tasmir also is somewhat angelically inclined, as are you, Charles.
So, there is that.
I don't want to be sounding rude again, but divinely inclined does not mean that you know of good and evil. It just means that you are aware of it. Good and evil are often two sides of the same coin, to reuse something I've overheard someone say once. It can be very hard to tell the difference, and sometimes good has good intentions, a terrible way of doing things, but it can still be easily masked. But this is just my own view on things, and my own past is coloring it. So it's possible that no one else is here. I'm just giving you warning and making sure you understand that good isn't exactly always good.
No, I understand you completely.
He does not. So then, do we wait or do we go?
I think we might as well wait. There's not really anything to be lost.
He nods, clasps both hands together, and a wave of invisibility hits you. And what? No, he technically can sense that his. Oh, sorry, Marthos. He can't concentrate on 2 spells. So immediately, Marthos and Peep go visible for a second. Everyone can see Peep now. He grew 2 sizes technically 3 sizes this day. But before you can react, immediately after that, everyone goes invisible.
Please tell me Peep didn't eat the brother.
No, they had already taken the body and everything.
Oh, okay, we did watch that happen. What on earth did Peep eat? He's so big.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, while you're discussing Peep's size, Morthos, Peep did level up. He's now able to heal 50 points. He's now able to go to the expansion size of a large creature.
Jesus.
He is able to move 40 feet. He also has a few other things that you don't know about.
I'm gonna jump up onto the table and then get a decent-ish running start, and then acrobatics my way, be Ranger Boy up and get back up into the rafters.
All right. Who else is going into secret agent mode? Charles just gets behind this wall.
Like I said, I'm gonna lean against the this staircase right here, the staircase thing.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna lean. Of course, invisible, but I'm gonna lean right here.
What is the strength requirement to carry Pete now?
In his large size,
Well, if I have him shrink down.
still surprisingly capable. It would require 18.
Oh, then I'm right there.
Yeah.
So I will just have him shrink down, and pretty much the way I've always seen it, I have like this little pouch on the front of my armor that Peep hides in until I need him.
A
Yeah,
fanny
so-
pack?
Almost.
He hops in without an issue. He is very dense now.
Oh my gosh. He is so dense now. Have him go to his smaller form and throw him. He wouldn't even have to expand.
Could, I
He would-
suppose.
He would hit them and then immediately heal them on contact, right?
Well, maybe. I'm not gonna say yes or no. But time passes, movements turn, and you can tell that from time to time people come in. Some of the guards, if you're keeping an eye on them, they do seem to be taking notes of the area. Some of them take samples of what remained of Donovan, and some blood samples that were left from. You know him as Anderson, technically. Now, he was foster to them, but some of his blood is drawn out and taken. The area is combed over from time to time, but ultimately, no one of the description that you were given, a dragonborn of high repute looking, someone respected by Donovan, if that matters to you, he might be a very bad guy. And if a very bad guy respects another very bad guy, not probably the greatest person. But you don't see that Dragonborn anywhere. You don't see anyone go invisible with anyone's sights, unless you can see invisibly. You don't really get anything.
Does that cursed sword I'm cursed to did the charge regen or is it gone?
It was gone. It was a one-time use.
Okay, I was making sure. Yeah, alright. That's all I was wondering.
Can anyone see invisibility? I know that Morthos has Devil Sight.
No.
Nope.
Then no one spots something. For a quick moment, you guys did feel a icy cold presence around you, as if a pillar of ice just entered the room for a second. You couldn't exactly detail where it was, but the area almost opened up to a calm breeze and then stuck to your skin and formed icicles. You looked around.
So, if there was like a telltale sign like that, there's something I could do that might work. It's not
okay.
quite seeing invisibility, but I will remind everyone that I am a weird portal ranger,
Yeah, and Sixth Sense, of course.
and that I could go into the ethereal plane to take a look-see.
And
You
I
do
could,
so?
I would like
Yes.
to use my Sixth Sense.
With your Sixth Sense and Ethereal step, Q, you feel something here. You know that someone is here for a brief instance. Zold, you take an ethereal step into a almost demi-plane. It's the exact same reflection of the actual world itself. Anyone that would be here is currently visible to you. So when you take a step into this ethereal plane, you do see someone here. I already closed it because you guys told me you couldn't see invisibility.
I didn't realize there was going to be like a telltale sign. That's why I didn't bring it up. But yeah, if there was something like that, then absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine. They are technically here, but I'm just going to bring them closer because it's a quick instance. They aren't actually here. They're further back. Like over here.
Unfortunately for them, that does not preclude them from the range of gun.
That's true. But they come out almost immediately how you see them. You look at them. You can tell that this person is looking around, likely for someone that they were expecting to see. However, you also see something behind them. Something cracking with ice, overlapping their shadow in a portal-like fashion. It's a portal, you can obviously tell. The breeze is likely coming from this portal, cracking around you. And when you come back into the material plane, you know where this person is, or at least was. Once you come back, you don't feel that icy presence anymore.
Well, he would still had time to act if he wanted to do something while he was in the ethereal plane.
That's true.
If you're all right with that, there is an action that I have that might definitely change things.
Oh, that's very true. Sorry, you use this thing barely, so I always forget what it does. Oops.
Yeah, it is a bonus action, so I would still have my action, and it's not a spell, so I still can cast spells.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on the portal.
Standard or upcast?
I can only cast it at 3rd level. I don't have a 4th level spell slot.
You're gonna have to roll.
Using your spell casting ability. For me, that is Wisdom.
I like Ray's comment. Come on, Zold, you've ruined enough of Dogma's toys for one night.
I'm gonna use a luck point.
Okay. You see something swirling behind him. You immediately look towards his area, shoot out your hand, and a magical sphere of energy just binds into it and then pulses out, as if you're shooting a BB gun out of your hand. Which sounds weird now that I think about it. But a ricocheting lob of magical energy just hits behind him. He doesn't know what's happening. Still technically in the material plane, but the ethereal plane still works around that. Hitting the magical circle, your lob of energy breaks around it and causes the magical ice forming around this sphere to shatter. Anything else? You use bonus and your action.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not a fighter. I'm gonna get closer to them. How is my speed the same if I move through the rafters? Or
your speed wouldn't be the same.
I have climbing speed. Never mind. I forget that I have that. I'm gonna get closer to them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say that they're here into the mind talkie.
All right. You step in, shoot energy, break his portal behind him, come back in the ethereal plane, and then in your mind, lock into everyone else's device and state they're here. Charles doesn't hear this. Everyone else does. But in this commotion, Everyone, go ahead and roll turn order.
I rolled a fucking 3.
I'm so sorry, Dogma.
It's fine. I'm not salty. No.
I'm so sorry, Dogma.
Honestly, I didn't expect you guys to catch him.
Let's be honest, I didn't expect him to show up.
This guy is very special.
So, how do we see him?
Not yet. I'm actually going to change the music because something is about to happen that is not so
Would Zol
jovial.
tell us where he's at?
He just
I'm
shouted that they're here.
invisible too.
Do what?
I'm invisible too. I have something I might be able to do, but it's a maybe.
No, man, would you have told us the direction of where he would be?
I don't have a way of showing you that. I can say like they're in the walkway, but like it's not gonna be very good.
Right, I gotcha.
Alright. That music was also too jovial.
Well, I do have Flame Strike that covers a certain radius, so that's why I was asking.
I have something I can do, but
Okay.
it's something. It's definitely not nothing.
Got it.
Well, good thing you're first.
I like how you rolled well, but you still beat him.
I'm last.
Yeah. Zold, as you step into the material plane, you just shout out in your mind to the rest of your team, except for Charles, that they're here. Immediately you spot where they are because you still keep a mental map of where they could be. The ice around the area snaps out and no one feels that energy anymore. However, Zold, it is your turn to act.
I'm going to upcast Branding Smite. Because I am out of second level spell slots. But importantly, I'll post that. I'm holding concentration on that now, and then I'm gonna, unless they see me, I'm gonna make this attack with advantage? Question mark? Disadvantage? Normal? I know where they're at, but
you're
I'm
invisible though, so it would
It'd
give
be
you
invisible.
advantage, but they are technically not viewable to you. But you know where they're at, so it
Gonna
would
roll
just
a
be a
normal
standard
attack.
roll.
Okay, yeah.
The first shot ricochets into the area, beams into the area. Zold, for all intents and purposes, you are completely seen. You are technically invisible, but he knows directly where that first bullet shot from. So you might want to move if you want to.
Right.
With your second shot, you beam into him, and it does sink in. Into the flesh, it does pierce in for how much damage? All right.
19 total from the Branding Smite,
Mhm.
and they're visible now.
With the branding smite, it burns into him, and immediately you see something in front of you. Q, Marthos, Ray, Zancerillion, Blue. Blue. Charles. Zold, you could tell where they were immediately after the secondary shot. The branding smite burns in, and all of you can see him now. However, you can tell that he's more delighted than mad at being shot at. Zold, anything else?
I'm gonna move. I'm still above them. That's what the wings are. Is that I'm in the rafters.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna hop down to unknowingly threaten his movement.
All right. Let's see. first I'll use his passive perception to see. No, he would actively be using this. You are invisible. I'll give you a 19 and then have him roll a standard d20. Yeah, he currently can't tell where you are. He knows that there's enemies around. He can feel it. He got hit by a weapon. He doesn't have advantage on his strike towards you, Zold, but he knows that, well, there's enemies about. Or at least there's someone with a gun shooting people. Which is pretty much the same thing. So when he actively looks around, you can tell that he doesn't spot you. He then looks towards the area and simply shouts out, "Excellent! I was expecting a boring conversation. This is much more my speed." He then clasps both hands together, and unfortunately, I'm pretty sure everyone's within his range. I'm going to make sure. Yeah, that's everyone. Everyone go ahead and roll for me an intelligence saving throw, or be considered visible.
9.
Marthos, you too.
Chill. I was reading a message I just caught.
Sorry.
And I was also about to ask, is this a spell?
Is a spell-like effect, so yes.
So can counterspell work against it?
Oh. Can you post it? You are within range. You attempt a creature casting a spell. If the creature is casting a spell. I don't think so. It's a spell-like effect.
Yeah, if it's an ability that they have, then no. Then it does not work. It has to be a spell.
Let's see. 9, 20, 17, and 5. I'm going to roll for NPCs. Zen, Charles, Cerulean. They all did terrible. Everyone except for Ray is now visible. So when he slaps both hands together, he looks towards the team. There's no way you guys aren't seen, except maybe Charles, who was technically the only one that went into stealth. Well, the only one that had time to go into stealth. Not blaming you. But he does look around. He's surprised by the numbers. But you can see a wrying smile come towards his face. And he is excited, which is a little creepy. Blue, flash ray.
I'm gonna move over there, and one sec, I'm looking up what kind of action something is. I want to drop the bandolier of daggers I've got.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You still have the silverware, don't you?
That got dispelled.
Yeah, it's on the table too.
Oh, it got dispelled?
She dispelled
Well,
it.
it only lasts a minute.
Oh, okay.
Oh, now my OBS is acting up, but it's still recording, so it doesn't matter.
I can't find anything definitive, so I guess I'll just ask you.
Okay.
I want to drop the bandolier of daggers I have, what kind of action would you consider that?
Reaction. You're just dropping stuff.
Okay. Then I'll do that and cast animate objects on the daggers.
Immediately, they all rise up after dropping them. If these were dagger babies, they might all be bent, but thankfully enough, they're all full-grown adult daggers, ready to kill people.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to command them to kill that guy, Dragonborn.
All right. Oh, I forgot a named NPC's dagger. Well, here's a very big dagger. And you should now have control. Immediately the dagger swing towards him. Go ahead and roll for damage. Well, for your attack. One, two, three, four, five. 5 of them hit. The 22s and above hit. So, each dagger swings into the area, pepper in, move around him, and try to sink it to him. Half of them hit the ground before they can actually hit them, but the other half sink in and deal. Probably should have done math beforehand. 6, 8, 8. Oh, pretty good damage. Binding into him and rendering his flesh. Yeah. He looks towards you. Well, towards the area that the daggers immediately popped out of invisibility. And then stabbed into him. He looks towards you but doesn't see you. And then just simply laughs and states, now, that's a good one. I clearly missed someone.
Gonna duck behind that pillar and end my turn.
Alright. It's technically past midnight, so Charles doesn't necessarily have to help you. But he said he would, and he's a good guy. So he moves towards the area. Looking around, he does see a platoon of daggers just trying to stab this guy. Here. He grabs his barreled gun, which you've seen. Oh, yeah. Morthos, Charles has a gun. Grabs out his gun, rings out the bullets one after the other. See if he hits. 3. 2 of the shots miss completely, but one of them barrels in. You can tell, Zol, that the bullets are strange. Immediately as they burst through from one side into the other, they seem to be engraved with magical encryption magic. It doesn't make sense to you, but that's the best way I can describe it. It's like a symbol, but you don't understand the symbol. Piercing through, it finishes the shot and deals a good amount of damage, but nothing that Zol technically couldn't do.
I mean, Zold almost just did 200 damage, so I'm actually kind of big scared.
Yeah, that's fair. On Cerulean, oh, she only has 1 wand left. She can burn it to do something else, but it'll eat away at her. She'll come over here. Right now, Zold isn't in any danger, and anyone else that she cares about, / Zen, is also not in any danger, so she holds her action until someone she cares for is in danger or considered harmed. Zen gets behind the pillar and waits to heal someone. Morthos.
Alright. Well. Pop one of my 5th level spells.
Far step. You teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space you can't see. Oh,
Yeah,
I see you're speaking Urban. On each of your turns before the spell ends, you can use a bonus action to teleport in this way again. Neat.
So that should be 60.
Yeah.
I'm going to appear right next to him.
You appear right next to him.
Pretty much it is, because I'm about to start going after him with the sword, the great sword.
It is concentration. Makes it a little less cool than Nightcrawler.
You're a little less cool than Nightcrawler.
I wish I was half as cool as Nightcrawler.
And that's advantage, right?
Oh, shit, dude. Oh, wait, if we're doing the flanking step, rules.
Technically, no. You would need pack tactics to actually get flanking or an assassin's trait. Also, other things like invisibility would give you advantage. But-
oh, yeah, you are invisible. Oh, wait, no, you're not invisible anymore.
Everyone's visible except for blue / right.
Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Ignore the 9.
Ignoring the 9. Thankfully enough, though, both of those hit. Unfortunately, you didn't get the crit. But
Oh, but there's one other thing I get to add. Well, 2 other things.
go on.
Life Drinker. I add necrotic damage equaling my charisma modifier.
Nice.
Newest
Binding your blade
invocation.
into the man, you sink in and then you rip out a good amount of blood. Begins to clearly injure him, and very clearly he looks towards you, Morthos. And in the creepy voice he has been doing, I can't imitate it, but it's in my mind and it sounds creepy. He looks towards you and simply states, "Oh, I like you. You're definitely one I could be very persuading in... No. You could probably talk me into making sure you live."
I wasn't done.
Yeah. Go ahead. Bringing in your blade, you sink it in and just render his flesh even further. He begins to laugh and then states, No, not that kind of persuasion, but I suppose you are making more interesting.
Yeah, he's gonna have to say that from the ground. He's prone.
Oh!
Eldritch Smite.
Once a turn, when you hit a creature with packed weapon, you can expand a spell slot. Force damage to target. You knock the target prone. If it is huge or smaller. It is technically smaller than huge.
Starting to fear that the only thing I can't knock down is Peep.
Okay, technically now Zold would have advantage due to prone. Morthos, anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, Q.
Message through the headset. Free action. We're killing this guy, right?
Doing our best. I don't like how this is feeling.
I'm gonna point at him and cast harm.
Okay, I don't believe long distance things give you advantage when you're prone. So it's a standard. What do I have to roll?
You have to roll a, let's see, Constitution saving throw.
All right, his constitution's not bad, but you've seen my rolls. That's a 13.
He fails. My the save he has to make is a 17.
Yeah, he fails hard.
It didn't put it in right, but that is 14d6 necrotic.
Oof.
It's reduced by the damage for 1 hour. Yeah, so let me roll. Okay, 14. Yep, nope, advanced roller. Roll 14 d6. Does it say I add any modifier? Nope. There. 48 points.
Oh, nice. With a quick gesture towards him, you bind in a spell that begins to corrode his flesh. It sinks in, and you can tell that 48 points of damage is good. A good chunk. He is creepily laughing, but he is injured. He's just a weirdo. It sinks into him. You can tell that he still has a good chunk of potential left in him. But he does look towards you and smiles. A very bloody smile.
I cast, I will cast, Bless. After I move to right here. And I will cast Bless on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need... Said there's 7 of us. So, let me read this real quick. Second level or higher, you can target 1 additional creature. So... 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm not gonna target Charles, but I'm gonna bless everybody but Charles. And I will command Zol to attack.
Okay.
Why would you bless me?
Because... Why wouldn't I?
I have advantage.
He is prone. Bring out your shotgun and barrel 2 shots into him. With
Only
your
one
bless,
shot.
yeah, I know. It technically is a double barrel shotgun, but technically 2 shots. The shots sink in to his flesh and begin to go from one side into the other. Go ahead and roll damage. Yeah. It's pretty much on par with... Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
FYI, FYI, that harm spell was my last 6th level spell of the day.
Well, let's see how things go. Zold.
I'm gonna cast Hunter's Hex on this individual and pull out the death gun.
The death gun is at breaking point. If you take it out now, it'll immediately break. You can still fire your shots, but after this use, it'll be completely broken.
Yeah.
He rolled good, didn't he?
I rolled 13, which is above the instantly I have to like repair it. But this is actually the first time I've used it multiple times in the same day.
Yeah, you've basically burned all 10 uses. If you use it within the same day, it will completely shatter. You can use it, you believe. But after this, you're not sure if someone is able to repair it after. You don't know. You've never done this before.
Gonna have to trust in the heart of the cards. Everyone's set me up, all their hopes and dreams.
Raise your hands to the sky.
And wave him like you just don't care. Only way to stop him to use up the death gun.
I'm not telling him what to do. How many shots?
All 10.
All right. Go for it.
Don't forget you got blessed for those two, 15 and 16.
And 18.
Oh, and the 18. I didn't see the 18.
27, 30, 24, 28, 29. Roll your bless for 15. Oh, you did anyways.
So 19, 17,
22.
22.
What were the last numbers?
19, 17, 22 were what the blesses turned the low rolls into.
The 22 hits.
Okay, so 8 damages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right. I want you to go ahead and roll a d20.
Don't forget your stealth your sneak attack.
It's on the first one. It's only on the first one. Nice.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
Look like.
I was gonna, if you
said
want.
Do it.
Yeah, sure. I'll use a luck point. That's my second luck point.
All right. Roll again. Nice. Roll again. Nice. Roll again. Oh, you're very lucky today. Roll again. Right, that's 10.
Just what beats it.
Roll again. Oh, you are very lucky, good sir. Roll again.
I'm gonna use a luck point.
If you want.
No!
Alright, that's
Damn it.
4. And roll one more time.
Oh.
You bring out your gun, immediately barrel the chamber, load the chamber, and then shot after shot after shot, bring it in. You can go ahead and add the damage. That'll be your punishment / reward. Bring out bullet after bullet. After the last 3 shots, however, one barrels in and curves into his flesh. However, you can tell that the barrel and the chamber, as well as the protruding parts that are in your hand and the chamber itself, begin to break it within themselves. However, you fire again, and you fire again. The last 2 shots, and perhaps the last one, breaks the barrel to the point that it basically becomes 2 parts, long ways. The chamber system is basically corroded and broken, and the handle itself is cracked. You're not sure, and you've never seen this much damage to the gun before. Maybe a blacksmith can repair this. Maybe they can't. You honestly don't know. You've usually only dealt with reforging an area, making sure that they don't crack or some of the parts that break off can be repaired. But this is a good amount of damage that's been dealt to your gun. But this is also a good amount of damage that's been dealt to the enemy. So you ring it in, and shot after shot goes into his flesh. Ray, it's technically not considered a magic, so possible. It barrels in, and you can tell that he's considered bloodied. You're not sure how far, but he is hurt. Looking towards you, Zold, with the creepy smile he gave Hugh and Morthos, he is almost wild with red within his eyes. He brings out his teeth to show you a smile, but there is blood coming out from the teeth area. However, you can also tell that he basically bit his tongue when you shot him a couple of times. So it might just be that as well. But he is not wincing. He is looking at you with suspense. and you might have accidentally become his target. Unless you
Good.
do something. Anything
He's a
else?
masochist.
No, I'm actually gonna shoot him again.
Okay,
He's a masochist.
that is it. As he looks towards you, you don't want him to look at you, so you grab your shotgun, pull it towards him, and fire. With enough force that, yeah, Charles might not be the best gunman. Or whatever his prospects were, maybe you've outclassed him by a lot. Your bullets sink in. He's not dead, but he's definitely hurt. Anything else, Zolt?
No, I'm just holding the shattered remains of a pistol in one hand and have the shotgun laid over my arm, pointed down to him with the other.
Fair enough. For his movement, half of it goes to just getting back up. Looking towards you, Zold. Looking towards Morthos. Looking towards Q. He looks towards you, Zold. There's no way around it. He is ecstatic. This, for him, is enjoyment. He might be a masochist. You're probably right on that. But he looks towards you. Surprised he has to do this. Goes into the side of his robe, unfurls it, and grabs what appears to be a giant curved blade. He brings it out backwards, and with a massive scrape to the ground, it rings out of its sheath and begins to grow out in a larger expanse. Kind of like how Ray's blade looks. This is how the size of how the blade looks towards you, Zold. Looks to you, Zold, and it moves towards you. It rears in, and it goes in for the kill. Or at very least, the attack. Does 30 hit?
It does. Unsurprisingly, 30 does in fact hit my AC. By quite a bit, so much so that I can't even cast shield.
The blade rings into you. It sunders into your flesh, dealing 33 points of damage. He twists the blade, and with the curve of the blade itself, sinks deeper into your flesh. And then you begin to feel a holy burning sensation barrel in. Do you have resistance against divine magic?
I do not. Only elemental because of the cloak.
Then you get dealt an additional 28 points of damage.
We're good, guys. We're good. It's fine. It's great.
He looks towards
been
you
here before?
and simply states, "Now this is definitely more entertaining than a conversation."
You've been here before.
He then grabs his blade and sinks or attempts to sink it back into Zold. Oh wow, I rolled terribly. But Zold, not wanting to get hit by that again, immediately moves to the right, not moving to provoke an attack of opportunity, but moving enough that his body doesn't get pelted with shrapnel. Ray.
Would I know if Hold Person could work on him?
You don't know. It's possible. He is a humanoid, not a dragon. So it's possible. But you don't really know what he can do.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a shot and boost it with my Channel Arcana.
Okay. You sink out magic straight out from your hand. It boosts in and goes directly towards this person. Wisdom saving throw to be paralyzed for the duration of the end of turn. Wisdom. Does 21 pass?
Yep, just barely.
You bring it out and bind it to the person, the creature, whatever this thing is. It does seem to hold for a split second, but his mind or whatever he's using right now shatters the spell.
Then I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at him with my wand.
All right. That does it. So with your wand, you shoot and sink it straight into his flesh. It burns in for 17 points of damage. You can tell that it did damage. You can tell that he's taking it. Maybe he's not feeling it because he's still raring to go.
And then my knives attack again.
All right.
He's definitely a masochist. Oh, natural 20.
Okay. I don't want to do the math, so I'm just going to tell you his AC because you like got within the range, and so did everyone else. 21 and up hits him.
Oh shit, that was the wrong thing. Oh, no, it wasn't. I was looking at the first one still. You said his AC is 21?
Yes. Well, technically, I said 21 and up hits him, which is the
You
same
only
thing.
missed on 2. The 9, the natural 1, and the 13.
So what's the damage for? Yeah, it's fine. I'll just do it manually.
There you go. Check your
Well, I fucked up some. Someone fucked up some.
I'll just
Also,
take the
there were
lowest number.
so many 8s.
Yes, there were.
So with a good amount of chunk of damage, you can tell that he's bloody, he's hurt. He's closer to death's door than he would like, maybe. You don't know. But he's definitely up for more. You're not sure how much more? Ray, anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Before Charles can take his turn, you can tell that this man gets up from the dagger attack, looks around, sees that Morthos is the only one close enough, and barrels into Morthos.
I am also close enough.
Yeah, but he had his fun with you.
Wait, he's going on someone else's turn?
Yeah,
Before-
he's
yeah.
clearly a legendary thing.
Morthos, the 27 hit.
What do you
Nope.
think?
Okay, thankfully enough, you somehow dodged the attack. You're quick, you're nimble, somehow, no, you probably got it.
Marthos, the terror ass with shield prepared.
Okay,
I would love to do that to a group of players.
it'd be interesting. Oh. Well, luckily enough, I rolled worse with Zold. So with a quick strike into Morthos' flesh, dealing 29 points of damage, he rears it back out, and Charles actually takes his turn.
Ha, bitch.
Oh yeah, you have Hellish Rebuke.
That, and he had half his damage taken away because I had 17 temporary hit points.
Oh, good for you.
Did you remember your 8 temporary hit points? Roll?
I did. That's why I took the 8, and then I took 24, and then I took another 22-ish. I forget. He hit me real good.
He does hit real good.
Hit me for another fucking 28, yeah. So 33 reduced by 8, and then 28.
So DC
Jesus
17.
Christ.
DC 17. Dex save. Okay. That's 20.
So he should. Does he
Take
just pass that?
It takes halves, yeah.
He takes half.
Half of
He
it.
still takes half.
A good amount of fire goes into him and burns away at his flesh. You can tell that you are seeing bone now. That's all I'm going to describe. I'm not going to tell you if he's near death's door like I usually do.
Well, probably won't get to my turn.
Charles looks for an attack, shoots, fires, misses. Oh, nice. Hits and
Natural 20.
misses.
Was there a natural 20?
No,
No,
the 17.
The third.
Oh, the third attack.
So that's 29. Oh, yeah, 30. My math is awful. Barreling in, one shot misses. The other one sinks in and begins to corrode more of his flesh. The bullet, once again, Zold and Morthos now, since you're near him, you can tell that there's an inscription on it. It takes out and renders more of the flesh out of him. With Cerulean seeing that Zold is hurt, she does get closer. Barrels in. Yeah, she would, unfortunately. Grabs the last one she has, which is not exactly a spell she needs. Unfortunately,
I should mention that I am not bloodied by technicality.
by technicality, she doesn't care.
That's fair.
She just notices that you're in danger. Well, technically, that you're wounded, and that's all she cares about. So she grabs one of the ones that she has, the only remaining one she has, which is not exactly a spell that you need. It's invisibility. So when she
wouldn't
grabs
be
it out,
thrilling if she had spells we needed.
so when she, so this is strange to everyone. Immediately when she brings out the wand, she doesn't go for the spell flick. You can tell that there is a man that turns invisible on the wand, but immediately you see her eyes go into a cerulean blue, even more so into a pitch fire. And then you see the wand begin to burn away into a white one. You see that Cerulean's in pain, but she carries on. The wand continues to burn out into pure white, and then it begins to inscribe a different spell onto it. You can tell that this is almost the equivalent of death upon something. She then sinks it into his flesh, and then bursts it out from his skin. Let's see if he can make
Him
it
referring
save.
to the dragon and not to Zold, right?
No, she wouldn't. Well, technically you are still married, so she wouldn't try to kill you.
I mean, there are plenty of married people that do.
Yeah, I mean. But to be fair, they are very well balanced, so.
That so sucks. He didn't pass, but he still takes half damage. So, with death itself upon him, well, I'm just going to show you the roll in case. Yeah, I'm just going to show you the roll because
He dead.
no. Oh, oops, that's the wrong roll. That's the correct roll.
Nice.
He dead?
He takes half, unfortunately.
Oh, right.
She grabs the wand, and with enough force to probably kill someone naturally or normally, it burns into his flesh and barrels half of his flesh asunder off of his body. Probably disintegration. Ray. Probably.
Yeah.
It then, you can tell that half of his body is now skeleton. The other half is still raring to go. This guy is messed up, and Cerulean's now out of wands and kind of technically hurt. This triggers Zen's action before her turn, comes out, goes near Cerulean. Zold, you now have advantage. Morthos, you now have advantage, and Cerulean also has advantage, but that doesn't matter right now. She comes out and begins to heal Cerulean, but it's not taking or not working properly. Morthos.
Alright. I mean, I'm
You
gonna try
can
it.
tell that this guy is at death's door. Like, no lie, no joke. I know I was going to tell you this, but he is half a skeleton right now.
I'm gonna try and just destroy him outright.
It's more than fair.
I'll need to add a d4 to that. Oh no.
Sad times.
The first one unfortunately misses. The second one does hit.
Yeah, but guess what?
What?
Where are you gonna smite?
I still have one spell slot.
Smite.
Oh, and he takes this still.
Light drinker.
Nice. You sink your blade in, and it curves in. You then barrel roll it out of his flesh. You then bring it back out. And with the last remaining smite damage, how do you want to take him down?
I'm going to blow his chest apart with the smite.
And the quick jab straight into his chest. You twist, and the energy convulses through your blade, barrels into his chest, and like Donkey Kong jumping out of a barrel, just bursts out and explodes. With a banana for some reason. He's Donkey Kong. He doesn't need a reason. But this isn't Donkey Kong, so this is a lot more graphic. That I'm not gonna get into detail. The body hits the ground. The head rolls. And looking towards you, Morthos, you know that he's dead. You know that he is not moving. But you see a smile still on his creepy face.
Pretty much, Ray. That's what we're going for.
Right.
Well, while we're at this, right at the moment, where did his head fall?
It's like right next to his body. It's turned
I'm-
towards you.
I'm just going to kind of, instead of making my great sword disappear, I'm slamming it into the head, into the floor.
No,
Alright.
don't do that.
I'm doing it. I'm making
we
sure
need
he
to talk
stays
to
dead.
him. We need to talk to him. I need his head.
I'm making sure he's not gonna do anything else.
With a quick
Hey.
movement, you observe where his brain likely is and sinking your blade, making sure that he's for sure dead. After that, Charles comes out and then just states, "What the hell is that?"
Right.
The hell is what?
I don't know, but if we think that it's a god, we need to decide right now whether or not we think it was a god or a messenger or a harbinger or something. I need to know right now.
50 points to Zold for healing.
We go to house now and discuss it in basement.
No, right now. Time is of the utmost essence.
I can't cast my Speak with Dead right now.
Look,
How are we going to find out if who he was?
I've never seen someone so enthralled with combat. And I've never seen half a body be melted off and him still moving.
It's probably might be a harbinger, but we can't do anything right now about that. Sold.
I need to do some. I can do something about it, but
What about Cerulean? She's hurt, and it seems like her healing's not working.
Zen
healing's
looks
not
towards you and she does state, "Right now I'm trying to heal her, but it's not taking. I don't know what's going on." Cerulean is wincing, but she's still alive and does state, "I'm fine. Right now it does hurt, but I'll be fine."
I have an idea as to what's going on with my wife. Whether or not she wants to share that with everyone else, that is up to her. That is her business.
Well, maybe...
Charles?
I mean, I would have seen it her do what she did with the wand, correct?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's something to deal with what she did.
Or what she can
deal
do.
with what she did. Fuck, I can't speak tonight. It has to do with what she did to the wand to do damage to him.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
But Zold, you were saying something about Charles?
Charles, I need Charles to tell me if he thinks that this was anything unnaturally powerful.
It's
anything he might.
unnatural. From what I can tell, this thing is... If it's holy, then clearly something is messed up. But this is likely some type of undead thing. Something that was blessed or took power in order for it to survive. Something that could still move after half of its body blew up or disintegrated. I don't think natural death, even beheading or piercing into his brain, might keep it down.
I'm gonna snap my fingers and commune with him and ask him, does he know what this is? I'm not ritual casting this, I'm burning a spell slot.
You burn a spell slot and ask Helm, is this the one that you roll for?
No.
Okay.
Well, it is if this is the one. Yeah, this is the one you've had me roll for to see if I get him or someone else.
Yeah. Nah, that's fine. You burn a
Shit.
spell, and don't worry about the roll this time. You get someone in line. It's the angel dude again, but this time when you ask the question, you get him, and like Charles, he is panicked. And straight up towards you, he does state, yeah, this thing's gotta go. Undead, very dangerous. I don't know what it is, but Helm says it's very bad. You could probably
Can I
go off.
destroy it?
Probably. But from what I can tell, and I'm just guessing here, this thing might be a lich. You might have killed its body, but its phylactery, or the thing that can produce another one, is likely not next to it. I doubt this thing is stupid, but it's got to go. I can ask around and you can ask me some other time. But right now, the only information I'm working with is what I can see, what you've seen.
That means I get a free question next time.
Fine.
Alright. Guys, we're taking it to my place now. It's a lich. We're taking this body. It's still alive. Him and his friends, they're looking into it for me. They'll get back to me. We gotta go now.
Charles
Hold
comes
on.
over. It. Go ahead.
Does the body have any equipment or stuff that
His
is
sword.
salvageable?
His sword, his robe, but nothing else you've seen unless you decide to look on his person.
Or we just take the body with us.
Can I tell if the robe is magical at all?
Go ahead and roll Arcana. Unless you want to, just cast Identify.
Oh!
I'll use detect magic.
Okay.
Are you?
So as Q is like, we gotta take this, Zold
It's a
bends
lich.
down, places his hand on the kind of eviscerated chest of this thing, and makes his wish.
I'm gonna first do Ray's thing, because Zold's thing is likely where we're gonna end on. Ray, you detect magic. Immediately you can tell that his blade is magical. It's imbued with a very strong essence of a fighter that have died again and again and again and again. You can tell that his robe is very strong and powerful. The blade itself, you can detect magic, and I'm just going to give you this because eventually you would likely try to identify the thing. once per combat within the scope of another's turn, you are able to take a strike against someone within range of your presence, freely, solely, and without consequence, which is likely how he attacked Morthos on Charles's turn. The robe itself does seem to be interesting. It does have patterns on it that suggest magical aura. However, the patterns seem unique and interesting, and beyond the scope that you would believe a lower thing might have. You know that this magic is strong. You just don't. I'm not going to give you this one, by the way. At least not right now.
I'll
But
take
it's definitely
the
worth taking.
sword and robe and figure it out later.
The rest of his person doesn't seem to be magically enchanted or any way, but his person himself does.
Got any jewelry or anything?
Yes, he does have 2 silver necklaces, 2 iron bars that seem to be kind of like walking stick, but they honestly just look like bars. 50 platinum coins, 10 gold coins, 5 silver coins, no copper. And for some reason, he has 3 electrum. Oh, wait, I like even numbers. Why did I choose 3? 4 electrum. Go nuts.
You bitch.
He does
the
have,
most useless currency in the world.
in his robe, he does have another note, kind of like how Morthos has one. With, well,
No, she gave
technically
it to
Q.
Q.
You can tell that it's the same emblem and stuff like that. It begins to burn your... I keep doing this. You begin to feel pain when you hold on to it. Do you give it to someone, or do you hold on to it or put it on your person?
Give it.
How much pain?
You can tell that the longer you'll hold on to it, the more actual pain it'll deal. But I screwed up and told you it'll cause you pain, so I'm just giving you the first few seconds for free.
Give it here.
I'll use Mage Hand to look at it and hold it up so I can read it.
You'll have to open it.
I'll use a knife to open it.
You bring out a knife and try to sear the wax open. However, as you sear it in, you can tell the emblem of the wax begins to move. The red dragon's head comes about and bites into the blade, and the small, I'm going to say, silverware knife you took breaks in half. And you didn't sense this magic before, and then it just happened immediately when you tried to open the wax seal. And then it came back into place and goes flat.
Huh, that's neat.
Now
Who
then,
took the other one?
I've got it.
Did Morthos take it?
Morthos took
Yeah.
it, but he decided not to hold on to it, so he gave it to Q.
Oh, I thought he put it in his bag of holding.
Nope.
No.
It hurt me.
I
I
have
don't
it.
want it.
I'll give it to Q then.
I'll take it.
For some reason, Q's fine. Maybe he just likes humans. But
It's probably that because they were both humanistic bitches.
well, the Dragonborn we'll get to in a moment, which is right now. So, as you see this, as you hear this, Zold, you begin to wonder and think of how dangerous this thing would be. You begin to think about, your wife currently in pain. Begin to see and realize what's around you and surrounding you and what could cause this. So then you think about the betterment of all rather than what you could desire for yourself. And you make a wish. And the wish is, I wish for this being's death to hold true across all planes and time from this point on. As this begins to take effect, as a shining emblem then begins to burn into your flesh, behind you, in your back, it begins to rear and burn, begins to become so hot, you begin to double back, but you hold strong as the finishing emblem burns and sears, as the wish is made and the wish is granted. The bones on this body, the head on the side next to it, with the blade still in its brain, you can tell that the life force within it, the essence surrounding it, the essence surrounded begins to waft away. You then feel a sensation, a third eye-like sensation where you go to where the phylactery is. You see a giant, almost statuary, a giant metal castle, tower. Your mind syncs up with it, your sight syncs up with it, and within that castle is a giant crown. The crown itself really doesn't mean anything to you, or at least right now it doesn't. To the right of it is a scepter and spear. In the middle of these two items is a throne. Within the throne is a small gem the size of a penny. Not apparent to anyone, but it is so small, so superficial, that most people would not even see it. And as you peer upon it, it cracks, shatters, and then turns into dust. Whoever this guy was, whatever this thing was, whoever this thing ruled under or ruled above, that no longer matters. As with the new emblem of death upon Zold's back, and with a new enemy slain, who you have no idea who this is, one thing is definitely sure. While you did solve the problem of this town, there are definitely a lot more questions and a lot fewer answers as we end the session for tonight.